All right, good morning. Today is Tuesday, September 19th. As usual, going over analysis for US 30, gold, and EU. So starting off with the daily bias. Daily bias US 30, I am still bullish on it. The last closure was bullish. Gold, I am bearish. However, you can see gold created this bullish SAR right here. But until gold closes up here on a daily, my bias is still bearish on gold. Bearish on EU and bullish on the US dollar. Looking at the 4-hour and 1-hour time frame. So right here on US 30, we have a possible test and rejection because you can see the current hourly candle is testing this triple SAR by SAR zone. So you'd need to wait for the next hourly candle also in order to grab any possible buy for US 30. So here you'd have to wait for like another, so this hourly candle closes in 20 minutes, then you'd have to wait for like an hour and a half. Gold, nothing really on the hourly, on the 4-hour. EU already gave like a break. So this is a double SAR. So this would be a break and continuation. So this hourly candle closes in the next 20 minutes. So this might be a trade right here, but I think I might.
Yeah. Did you share your screen? I don't see it.
Oh, you know what? You're right. I did not. Thanks, thanks. It's Tuesday. All right. You can see it, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So my bad. So let me go over this again. Daily bias on US 30 bullish. Daily bias on gold bearish. However, gold printed this SAR buy, but until a daily closes above there, that's the only time I change my bias. Daily bias on EU is bearish. Dollar still bullish. On the 4-hour, we have a possible test and rejection on the hourly because we have this, it's actually triple SAR zone that the current hourly candle is testing. So for you to even take a buy on US 30, on the hourly, you'd have to wait for another hourly candle to close above here also. Gold, nothing really. EU, we have this break and continuation because break of this double SAR zone. And then it would be continuation. Just 1 second. Yeah. So break and continuation. So if this hourly candle closes below here in the next 20 minutes, this would be a sell on EU. So this is the best thing with FX pairs. So as much, the distance from the SAR is only 935. So it's only like 6 pips. So for me, this stop loss is like a 25 pip stop. So we'll see how that goes. Ideally, I would want this hourly candle to close somewhere here, but we'll see how this EU closes. Okay, I was looking at a trade on gold. So we have on the 15-minute time frame, we have this double SARs right here. So we already had a break and closure below. However, the next 15-minute candle, which would be the continuation candle, went and closed above, so invalidated entry. Then we had another break and closure below, but then the continuation candle did not close below this zone. So for gold right now, in the next 3 minutes, if this candle closes below, that would be a break. And then we would need the next 15-minute candle also to close below this zone. And at that point, I would enter a sell on gold. So for gold, we would have to wait for another 18 minutes, which is about 10 a.m. On the 30-minute time frame, for gold, I think there's something, there's this 1, 2, 3, triple SAR that's based off of, so that would be a test and rejection, and that would come like at 10:30. So at 10 a.m., we possibly have a trade for gold, so we will wait for that. But only if this 15-minute candle does not close below here, then we might just have to keep waiting. But you can see price is trapped in this two SARs right here. So price is ranging in there. So you can tell that that's an area of interest, a very high area of interest. So we'll just keep waiting for that. US 30 on the 15-minute time frame, nothing really because it's just breaking below all this double or all these SAR zones, which is perfect because keep in mind we still have buy zones down here. But on the 15 minutes, nothing really right now in the direction of daily bias. On the 30 minutes, nothing in the direction of daily bias because you can see all these bullish zones are still being broken down by US 30 as it moves down. So, which is fine, right? I still have buy zones for US 30 down here. So it's just a matter of waiting and patience, but nothing. I don't see anything for US 30 unless something drastic happens that pushes price down up. I don't see us finding a trade. So this is the only trade I see for gold. But again, for this gold trade, we'd have to wait till 10 a.m. for it to validate. EU on the 15-minute. When you go to EU, like even on the 50, you have just a lot of SARs. I'm trying to avoid, you see all of this, so that's what I'm trying to avoid. So here on EU, on the 15-minute, we actually have a triple. Yes, there is a current on the 15-minute time frame. This is a triple sell SAR. This was a break and continuation. So actually, as much as, so there's that one, there's that hourly entry, and there's also a 15-minute. So the hourly entry has not validated. The 15-minute entry validated on EU. Let's see, this is getting in my way. The 15-minute validated on EU. Let me see. I'll wait for the hourly. I'll wait for this hourly entry for EU. It might give a better entry than the 15, but the 15-minute already validated. But I'll hold off until 10 a.m. Because price might push up on this one before pushing down. And if it pushes up on this one, it would line up. It will give me that nice entry I'm looking for right here. So for EU, I'd rather take it on the hourly, but the 15-minute already validated. So 15 minutes, 30 minutes to, let's see if there's anything there. Nothing really on the 30 minutes. So FX pairs also get messy with the SARs. So that's on, especially on lower time frames. So unfortunately, gold did not validate with the with this 15-minute candle closure. So we'll just wait for gold again. We might have to wait for a couple more, maybe another hour or so. So yeah, so 15 minutes, no 15-minute entry that would have happened at 10 at 10 a.m. So no entry on gold. So I'll just leave gold for now. US 30, nothing, literally nothing. Yeah, I'm not sure we're gonna get any trades today. Because unfortunately gold doesn't look like it's going to validate. Looks like gold is just going to range in this zone. Trying to think of something else. So EU might be the only trade we see today. So in 13 minutes, which is at 10 a.m., might have that trade for EU. And you can see that hourly, right, for US 30, that rejection. So US 30, this might be a buy, but you would have to wait for another hour. So this would be a possible buy much later in the day or in like an hour. Yeah, it's hoping to get something on the 15. So give me 1 second. This is a 15-minute triple SAR. It's just a 15 minutes, 30 minutes is the one above it. So on the 15-minute time frame, this can be a break. 15 because this is a triple SAR zone right here on the 15-minute time frame. So this can possibly be a break and continuation. So even in this instance, for this particular trade, we would have to wait for another 27 minutes. So possible US 30 trade right there. By the way, the market is also tomorrow is like heavy FOMC news. So just expect quite a bit of ranging in the markets. Yeah, if we don't get this, I think we're going to get the EU trade. Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see how the EU trade goes in the next 11 minutes. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask, because right now it's just a matter of waiting. Yeah. And once we enter this EU trade, that will be it for the live session. So no trades. I don't see any trades other than this EU trade that's coming up. I don't see any other trade. This US 30 trade might have to wait for 10:15. So this would be a, let me mark this out. You know what? I thought I saved this. Let's see this. This actually was a triple, I think, in the 15-minute time frame. Mm. So if this candle does not close above this zone, the break candle would be invalidated. So uh, there would be no need to wait for the next candle or the continuation candle to come in. I would like EU to pump up or to come back a little bit further, but so keep in mind on the 15-minute, the buy is valid, but I want to do my entry based off of the 1 hour time frame. So on the 15-minute time frame, you had this break of a triple sell SAR, and then you had the continuation candle that also closed below there. So the 15-minute is valid, but of course you can see it would have been in drawdown, a little bit of drawdown. But the trade that I've been eyeing for EU is this one on the hourly, which is the same setup. So this is a break and continuation on the hourly. This is a break and continuation on the 15-minute time frame. So for this one, I'm hoping EU retraces up a little bit so that my stop loss can be right next to those SARs I'm trading. And you can see gold is coming back, going back up. So if it chooses to go up, I mean, well and good. But observe the zones, 1935 to 1934. It's a 10-pip zone. So you would need two 15-minute candles to close below this zone for you to even think of taking sales. So that's why you always want to wait for validations of entries. Yeah, so if this 7 minutes, in the next 7 minutes, this candle does not close below here, again, the break candle is invalid. You'd have to wait for another 15-minute candle to close above. So you'd ideally have to start from square one if that doesn't happen. Yeah, I don't want to see you to push down so far. Because you see, right, the farther it pushes down, the farther the stop loss will be from the SAR. So I think even if it does close right, keeps closing below here, I'll wait for some sort of retracement and then go down to like the 1 minute or the 5 minute. Uh, Hopefully I didn't unplug it after. Yeah, so the farther it drops, the more our stop loss will be away from the SARs. Also, we did take a loss yesterday. I know I'd sent this trade just as we wait for this EU trade. So this again, so this was break and continuation of a double sell SAR zone in the direction of daily bars. To me, it was actually a perfect trade. I didn't expect it to hit stop loss. Ideally, like if I review this trade, as we wait for this other trades in here, this is like one of the best setups that I could ever want in a market, because this candle right here broke and closed below this double SARs. Then you had the continuation candle trying to close above it, and then was brought all the way back down. That was a 1928. That was a 40 pip move. Yeah, 40 pip move, which is pretty heavy on gold, and then came back and closed literally right below it. So given the whole FOMC week thing, normally on the 2 days before heavy FOMC news, you expect some sort of manipulation to trap both buyers and sellers. So actually, when I entered this trade, it was pretty much instant profit for like 10 or 15 pips. But you can see the trade came all the way back down and we got stopped out for that trade. But this setup right here, this would have been like, for me, I would consider that an A+ setup, because you rarely see, as much as it did hit stop loss, and again, nothing's guaranteed, like this rejection right here, like you could tell that it was a lot of sellers sitting here. So I think it wasn't like, if it was how traditional markets move, I think gold would have gone down from this zone. But I think what happened here was market manipulation. So instead of the normal volume in the market coming in, I think this was manipulated volume that the market makers tricked sellers into seeing that the market will probably come back down. And then from here, they pulled their sell orders after the market closed below here, and then they injected their buy orders and pumped the price all the way up. So, but yesterday, if not for manipulation, for me, that's such an amazing trade setup that for me, I would consider A+, and you barely get such trade setups every day. So 1.5 more minutes before this EU trade validates.
And see US 30 is dropping back down. So again, right, 1.5 minutes till this 15-minute candle closes, but you can see it's coming back down. So this is always the importance of waiting for those 2 candle closures, because even if you had 1 candle closure, I would still have not taken the trade. I would have waited for the next 15-minute candle closures. And again, I said, I don't mind US 30 dropping. I would actually want it to keep dropping, because if it comes into this zone, so we have a 30-minute, either 30-minute or 15-minute buy SAR somewhere here. So you can see if price comes here, and if US 30 is supposed to go back up, this would be a nice move to go or to wrap price back up. So you want to trade and try to avoid manipulation as much as you can, and not just FOMO into trades. Always have rules and always wait for those confirmations. If a trade does not meet your rules, you might as well not take a trade on that specific day and just wait. So same thing for gold here. Gold is just ranging and gold is pretty much dead. So this is just a matter of waiting as well. So 1 minute before this EU trade validates. Now, here's when you start asking yourself, what are you willing to do? So here, knowing that this is EU, the best thing with FX pairs with the SAR strategy compared to gold and US 30, they don't have a lot of volatility. So this is like a 25 pip stop. So that's not too much on EU, especially if you're catching the right direction. So this is when you start asking those questions. Are you going to hop in with with, like, for me right now, and I'm not in a rush to get in because I know it's EU. So I'm trying to see what risk I will apply to this. So for me, for this trade, I'm debating between 0.75 and 0.5 risk. Give me 1 second. Let me see what I want to do. Let me mark this up on my chart. Flip this. I want to wait for this trade to come back here, because the issue with this is my stop loss is, yes, it's above the SARs, but it's also within this previous high. So actually what I'll do, I'll hop in with half of 0.75, which is what, 750. So that's 0.375 risk. So I will get into this trade risking 0.375. So that's 750 on a 200K. And then I will save the rest. If EU comes back in here and I see rejection, I will hop in with the remaining 0.375. So I'll save that, because here, yes, it meets pretty much my rules. The major rule is make sure your stop loss is above this zone. So this trade meets that rule. The only red flag I see here, and looking even at my MT4, and it's on the 5-minute time frame, this previous high is a bit too close to where this stop loss would be. So I'll hold that. If EU does not retrace back up, well and good. And if the trade hits TP, I'll have gained 0.75, which should reclaim the loss that I took yesterday. So either way, if I lose, it's not too much of a loss. If I win, I'm winning double what I'm risking. So I'm in this trade with a 0.375% risk. If EU retraces back up in this zone, I'll revise the trade and see if I want to jump in with the remaining 0.375. So let's see, maybe we can get another possible test and rejection down here. So at this point, the break and continuation doesn't seem like it's going to happen. So we might be getting a test and rejection 540. Nope. So this was probably on the 30-minute time frame. So if I go on the 30-minute time frame, you'll see the zones. So actually, we just created some more zones. 533, 520. That's a 13 pips. So this is also a double SAR right here. On the 30-minute time frame, change this to green. This right here, this is a this is 503, The bottom one is 479. So just a second, 502. Now let me redo this zone. Would rather be this one. Because this top one is 485. The bottom one is 479. So that's a 6 pip zone. So that's nice for 30 minutes. All right. So let US30 drop. We have another one here. This is 432. Bottom one is 414. That's like an 18 pip. Not bad. So we might end up getting a test and rejection, but let US30 keep dropping. So right now there's nothing on the 15-minute time frame. So right now for US30, for the US30 trades, and EU is also dropping. Right now for the US30 trades, I'll probably stick to the 30-minute time frame. The 15-minute time frame, the only other zone is all the way down here at 390 and 383. Yeah, but for right now, best I think to stick to this. Yeah, so this was invalidated, so that's why you should always wait for those. And here we also, if you look at this, if I hide this drawings and hide this SARs, if you look at this, you can see structure. So you can see this structure to the upside. You can see this structure back to the downside. This is similar to, if you guys remember the loss we took last Friday, when we had some sort of similar structure and we had gotten a buy entry. And I know there was a few red flags on that day as well. So it's all about learning. But there was also structure on that particular day. Actually, it was this day, not even, yeah, this Friday right here. So we tried to catch a buy here, and that's when we got stopped out at US30. But even that morning, there was this structure here, which was supposed to be completed here. But the overall structure, if you zoom to the left, you can see we have a possible structure completion at 370 and also maybe finally at 34,000. So, but as much as that is, even if I keep looking for buys, you can see I'm not hopping in on buys on impulse. So right now, I don't see anything further to look at. For a 30-minute entry, you would have to wait for 1 hour. So we are possibly getting a test and rejection here. Yeah. And you can see this candle came and is rejecting above that zone. So for the 30-minute test and rejection, you'd need this 30-minute candle to close above this zone. Then you'd need another 30-minute candle to try and break. Doesn't have to try and break, doesn't have to retest, but you need the next consecutive 30-minute candle after this one to also close above this zone. Hopefully not too far above. And then you can enter a buy on that, but I don't think we'll stick around for that. So you can see this as well, right? So the tests candle went well, but this rejection candle, unless US30, and this is on the hourly time frame, unless in the next 52 minutes US30 heavily comes back up and closes above here, that's the only way this trade will be validated. But right now, the trade, this break and continue, I'm sorry, this is test and rejection. This test and rejection is still in progress because the test candle validated, it tested and closed above that triple buy SCR zone on the hourly. Currently, what we are doing, this is the rejection candle. So if this rejection candle closes anywhere below this triple SCR zone on the hourly time frame, that trade will be invalidated. But if this rejection candle, if buyers push US30 all the way back up and close it above here, that would be a nice buy for you, and hopefully not too far above this SARs. That would be a nice buy because it will give you a wick. And you know, wicks always tell you a story. So it will tell you that there's a lot of buyers that are sitting here for US30. EU is fluctuating in and out of profit. So just go ahead and monitor that trade. If EU comes back up, you can decide whether you want to add your remaining risk. But other than that, I don't see anything else. Gold is coming back down. The next spot for gold, you can see we have another double sell SAR zone right here. Yeah, so gold, the issue with gold, it can keep faking you out. So you just want to be careful and wait for those confirmations. So right now, even in this zone that we had, wait, give me a second. If I go to the 30-minute, we had a 30-minute zone because I see the 30-minute and 15-minute overlap a little bit. Oh, wait. You know what? No, never mind, because this wouldn't have been. Okay, I thought this was a break and continuation, but no, it's not. What I'm looking at is this would have been that, but this candle did not start. It started below this SAR cell right here. So it started below it. So you can't call that a break and continuation. So nothing on the 30-minute. The only thing on the 30-minute would be a test and rejection. So this current candle, oh, not current, the previous candle tested. So let me delete because we have two zones that are overlapping. So what I have here, right here, is the 30-minute time frame. Now is a 30-minute triple SAR zone. You can see the top SAR was at 1935.9. The bottom one is 1935.1. So that's like a 0.9 pip zone. So that's perfect. So you can see this previous 30-minute candle tested close below. Now, what we are seeing right now is the rejection candle. Now, again, if this 30-minute in the next 19 minutes closes below, yes, it's a valid test and rejection. However, right, you always want to ask yourself, if you enter here, look at where your stop loss would be. So it's one of those instances I would have to wait again for price to come back up for a retracement. Let me put back that 15. So nothing on the 30-minute. On the 15-minute for gold, this below here is the 15-minute zone, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, because we have that. So this might be another entry right here, but that would be the 15-minute time frame. If we have two 15-minute candles breaking and continuing, so a break candle and a continuation candle. But I don't see anything, to be honest, for you guys for gold for me to stick around on the live session. You can see things are dropping. US30 is dropping, EU is dropping. I'm sorry, US30 gold is dropping as well. EU should be hopefully dropping soon. You might not get a retest for EU, but hopefully you're already in. So I'm already in the EU sell with 0.375% risk. I chose to go for half risk because of the distance, but with FX pairs, most of the times you should be safe because they don't move as volatile. Anyway, unless you guys have any last questions, feel free to ask, but if not, we can call it a day and I'll catch you guys tomorrow. So let me know if you guys have any questions. And hopefully I'm not muted. Let's see.
Nope.
Okay, perfect. All right, so you guys observe EU. I prefer trading gold and US30 because they move a bit faster, but this EU trade, we might be in this EU trade for hours, if any. But just monitor those trade and just keep, tomorrow's FOMC, so you should have a good trading environment, say after tomorrow, like from 11 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow through Thursday through Friday, we should have better trades. But if you're in this EU trade, should be in profit. Once you achieve 1:1, so once you're 25 pips in profit, go ahead and set break even or secure some. And then hopefully we win. So if we win this trade, fingers crossed, we'll recover the loss we took yesterday on gold. But yeah, so just keep an eye out. So US30, I've showed you guys the trade setups for US30. So look to buy around 34,530, 34,482, 34,430 zone. Best to use the 1 hour time frame as well. You can see we also US30 can still come around here. So that 430 zone. So nothing yet. So the only trade I'm in is this EU sell. But other than that, I don't see, honestly, I don't see anything else. And I think I'll step away from the charts after I'm done with this. But I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Be safe trading. All right. Bye, guys.